sometimes all you need to do in that scenario is
taking just be. Don't take it.
Hey loves, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Valerie, and on this channel we just love to live simply, elegantly and intentionally. If this is your first time here, it's so good to have you, and if you're returning, hey girl, how's it going? In today's video we're going to be having some real honest conversation. Today we're going to be talking about 7 reasons why people avoid you and how you can stop being toxic so that you can enjoy the beauty that comes with people interaction. So without yapping too much, let's get right into this video. Okay loves, before we start off, we're going to do a very old school thing and Google the definition of the word toxic. So according to Google, the word toxic means poisonous, very harmful or unpleasant in a pervasive or insidious way, e.g. a toxic relationship. So what could make people think of you in this manner? There are lots of factors, and I'll be sharing this just so that you don't get caught up. The first one is the excuse that you have no filter and you cannot control the words that you say. If we're being honest, the world, the generation that we live in and the internet is making it seem like it is now a good thing to forget simple manners and courtesy. And I understand the need to want to be authentic and real and say what you're thinking and tell everyone what is on the top of your head, but we also want to remember that it's so important to be kind, to treat other people how we would like to be treated. If you're trying to be the no filter person and you're saying things that is always hurtful and is always hurting the people around you, people are going to start avoiding you. So check yourself. Going from having no filter to still having no filter but adding kindness to everything that you're doing is a little bit of hard work. Reason number 2, you lie for no reason. I see that oftentimes people come online and they say, oh, there's no need to lie, blah blah blah. I think that if you really think about it, there's really no reason to tell lies. I'm Christian and the Bible encourages us not to lie. But then lying in this scenario is more like lying about things that have to do with your life or experiences that you've had. When you tell a lot of lies, or when you're someone who is always lying, you make the people around you not trust you. And because of the way the world we live in is going, nobody wants to be around people that they cannot trust. So think, how many times have you lied to your friends or your soon-to-be friends? Have you lied about your background or the places you've been? I've always realized that it's a lot tempting to do this when we're maybe teenagers or when we're in our early 20s and we're doing this because we're trying to fit in. But what I would always let you know is that if people cannot accept the raw, authentic truth about you, then maybe that they're not your people, and it's really time to look for your own tribe who would accept and love you for who you are. Let's move on to reason number 3. You are manipulative. Yes, that one is a very big one. Manipulative people find ways to just turn every single thing around. So let's do an example. I say, hi Joy, this statement you made just made me feel this way and I really do not appreciate it. And Joy turns to me and starts saying, oh, I was just doing it because I care. You don't know how much I care about you, and you know it's unfair if you keep doing this. I'll never say anything. I'll never advise you again, blah blah blah. That right there is manipulation. Why? Because Joy has found a way to turn a scenario where a friend is sharing in confidence how Joy's comments are making her feel emotionally to it being about Joy. Manipulative people find a way to make you feel like you are always the problem and it can never be them. They have a hard time owning their mistakes or accepting that they've done something wrong, which honestly, if you get to the point where you can accept that you've done something wrong, that's when you're truly becoming an adult. It's a habit that a lot of people don't realize that they have. So just take a step back and ask yourself, have you done this to any of your friends or family members in the past? You don't need to turn things to seem like anyone around you is trying to hurt you when they share how maybe something you've done has made them feel or just making it seem like everyone is always against you and you are always the victim. I'm not saying that you cannot be the victim, but if you are always the victim, there might be a problem somewhere. Reason number 4, you are self-centered. Yes, this one is another one that a lot of people don't realize. One thing that I want us to learn and agree is that it's hard to believe, but come close, come close, come close. Listen to me. The world does not revolve around you. Self-centered people are always focused on themselves and they don't really care about other people around them. Another way that you can be self-centered without realizing, which is something that a lot of people that I know who are Nigerians do, because our society makes it seem it's okay, is when someone shares a problem with you in confidence, because you're trying to make them see that, oh my god, you've experienced something bigger or a bigger problem, you take that story away from them and you turn this story and make it about you, about your experiences and everything that you've been through. And sometimes it is so great to do that because another person can learn, but sometimes all you need to do in that scenario is keep quiet and let the person share how they truly feel. Let's move on to reason number 5. You gossip. This one is a big one. Gossiping is simply the act of talking about people behind their back, and if they came up and they were in that room at that time, you cannot say what they said behind their back in front of them. There's something I always say, and it's that if you're going to say something, say it with your chest. And if you cannot say something with your chest, then maybe you shouldn't be saying what you're saying. Oftentimes we hear she said that, he said that, we said. If you have something to say about somebody, just be an adult and say it in front of them. And if you're always sitting down and thinking about other people and focusing on other people and comparing yourself to other people and having things to say about what is happening in every single person's life, you might have a problem, because you should be the main character of your life, which means that while you're still kind and considering others, the person's details that you're most focused on should be you and how you can improve yourself. Yes, you can enter the stories of other people, but in an encouraging and uplifting manner. You cannot take the story of another person's life and share it amongst other people in the hopes of bringing them down. That is toxic behavior and you need to stop. Tip number 6. You are a jealous person or you envy other people. People who usually gossip are easy to fall into jealousy, because jealousy is when you're just focusing on what's happening for other people and you're just angry or feeling some type of way because these things haven't happened to you. We're human beings and no one is above feeling envy one time or another. But if you get to the point where your envy grows into jealousy and then you're always like in your heart, I always tell people, if your heart doesn't feel clean, then there's a problem. One thing that always helps me whenever I feel like something is happening for someone and maybe my human nature is beginning to take over is to say a simple prayer to the Holy Spirit, asking Him to help me in that moment not to feel that way. And another thing that helps me is that whenever I see something happen for someone, instead of thinking about why they don't deserve it or how they didn't do it well, is to say it happened for her, it happened for him. That means it can happen for me too. So I'm going to focus on myself and I'm going to do the work that I need to do so that when it comes and it's time for it to happen to me, I am ready and open to receive the amazing blessings. Journaling helps a lot. If you understand why you're jealous, why your jealousy is growing, and you write it all down and you look through it and you talk to people, it really could help you understand what's going on and you can find ways to fix it. Tip number 7. You need external validation every single time. It's okay to need a little encouragement, but if you are someone who everyone is trying to hurt you, everyone is trying to attack you, so everybody around you always has to keep on thinking about what to say to you in order to make you feel a certain type of way. So I understand that sometimes you might be going through mental health problems and we're trying to work on that, and maybe at that time we need external validation from the people around us. We need encouragement, not external validation. That's totally okay. But if it becomes a reoccurring theme that the people around you see that to be in your life they need to always do this, sometimes it gets tiring or overburdening for the other people, and this might make people just tend to pull away and just not want to have someone new with that kind of attitude or behavior in their lives. The final reason why people might avoid you is you never apologize or take feedback. I am sorry my actions made you feel that way. It goes a long way and it's just one sentence, but do you know that that is one of the most difficult sentences people don't want to make when they're in situations where there's some form of exchange or whatnot. I don't know why people find it difficult to do this, but if you're always hurting people and instead of you apologizing or taking feedback that something you've done has made them feel a certain way, people will not want you in their lives because they don't want someone who is constantly doing that. Let me give an example. I go for an event and maybe I pulled something I wasn't supposed to pull and something spilled on someone besides me plate, and instead of saying, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry I did that and I made this spill on your plate," I say, "Oh, I didn't see you. Oh my god, if I saw you there, I wouldn't have." I did not apologize. I did not acknowledge that my actions are wrong. I'm just explaining why I have done what I've done, and it's like, okay, you need to understand that this is why I've done what I've done, and if you don't understand it, like, that's fine. Like, there's no apology. And it happens a lot of times, and this is something we do without realizing. I feel like I used to be guilty of some of these things that I had mentioned in the past, but the people around me have encouraged me to work on this, have told me about some of these bad behaviors that I've had, and I've taken time out to work on them, and I'm so glad to say that I'm in a much better place. I'm not perfect, but I'm in a much better place. Why did I film this video? Because I want you to acknowledge if you have any of these traits and begin to fix them, because on my journey in life I've realized that people currency goes a long way, and I don't want you to lose out on amazing connections just because of a few toxic traits you might have that you might not know about. So until next time, stay gorgeous, remember that you're amazing, never let anyone tell you otherwise. See you in my next video.